News Radio 610 WTVN.
It's 8:36. Joel Riley, News Radio 610 WTVN. Alec Stewart joins me live now. Alec is an insurance industry expert, and we're kind of coming into a stormy season here in Ohio, Alec. And I saw this report that said, just rank and file insurance may not cover storm damage. So I'm intrigued. So we called, enlighten us. I mean, do I have to call my adjuster and say, look, I need to make sure that I'm good on this? Is this something that I should really be concerned about?
Really, the most important thing to do that I always kind of coach people to do is pull your policies and you read through them, see what you feel comfortable with, what you don't feel comfortable with, and then immediately call your current agent and get an evaluation of your carrier coverage and your premium. That would be the first step. The second step for sure is then go out to an independent agent that has multiple different carriers and get them to do the same thing. Get another set of eyes on it, get them to look for holes, get them to look for anything that may be underinsured or not insured, and then give you multiple quotes.
Yeah, I know that the flood, I have to carry specific flood damage, but are there other specifics like tornado, hail, heavy rain, that kind of stuff?
Leakage and seepage is one that I always recommend for people to look for, which would be, a slow leak behind a wall that you wouldn't see, and then later on when you see it, it's too late. A lot of times that one's not on a policy. Flood, of course, as you mentioned, even if you're not in a FEMA-designated flood zone, definitely get a quote on that. Different parts of the country, we're starting to see some earthquakes that we haven't seen before. Get an earthquake quote just so you're informed and know what that costs and what it entails. But anything dealing with water is primary, and then secondary, also look at your wind hail deductible to make sure it hadn't changed and you weren't aware of it in case your roof were to get damaged by hail or wind. Yeah,
it seems like that's kind of a trend. We're talking to Alec Stewart, an insurance industry expert. Alec, it seems like that's a trend where a lot of people, to save money month to month or quarter or half or whatever they pay, they're going with the higher deductible. That really can jump up and bite you hard.
You're absolutely correct there, and most people don't realize that a lot of times they can have a 1% deductible, and then if they change it to 2, that's twice as much money out of pocket. And again, that's the reason to contact an independent agent. I mean, most Americans are with captives, Allstate Farm or State Farm, where unfortunately they only get one quote and one box of policies, whereas an independent may have 30 carriers and multiple different types of policies to create a more tailored coverage fit.
Yeah, if I go do that with one of those independent people, are they going to charge me to look around, or is that something they offer for free?
Absolutely not. What they do is that's part of the evaluation process, and what they're there to do is actually do that evaluation to make sure you do have the correct carrier coverage and premium, and then also to get multiple quotes. So to do that evaluation and do the work to get quotes is not something that an independent agent would charge for.
Yeah, and a lot of times insurance is fairly nuanced. Like I know some policies, like if a tree falls on your car, they'll pay for that damage, but if your tree just falls in your yard, they won't pay for cleanup.
Right, and again, that goes back to the different types of policies. I mean, we have policies that have combined liability limits and combined other types of limits. So it really comes down to the type of policy, trusting your agent, going with an agent that can get you multiple quotes, and then when you do have a claim, having that agent there to go and advocate for you and fight for you and deal with a claims adjuster. You shouldn't be on your own when it comes to your insurance. You should have an agent out there working for you.
Yeah, well, and sunny days are usually the best days to do that rather than days it's already been stormy because, your business is important to us, but the call will not be answered for 48 minutes. That's just adding insult to injury. Great information for sure, and I think the take-home is pull your policy. That's Alec Stewart. He's an insurance industry expert here on News Radio 610 WTVN. Spot on 8:40. Let's update traffic and weather now. We do that every 10 minutes on the 10s.